Hello everyone, I'm Baltmatrix, and today we're taking a look at everybody's favorite chopper face, Voyager class Kingdom DINOBOT. I don't think it's an exaggeration when I say that this is the best version of DINOBOT we've ever gotten outside of the Masterpiece figure. I do own the Masterpiece figure. I'm not going to be reviewing it because everybody else has done it better, and I just can't out-review Jobby. The figure is a pretty good size. It stands around the same height as a current Voyager class figure with the rest of the other lines, but it is just a smidge shorter than Studio Series Voyager class figures. As an example, here's Voyager class Scourge, who he's actually bigger than, and Cyclonus, who he's almost the same height as. Maybe I misspoke. Let's check out some Beast Wars figures. Optimus Primal, Bird Lady, Incorrectly Colored Kitty, and a Filthy Dirty Rat. Now, other than Rat Trap being in rat mode and being held up by DINOBOT, I think the scaling works incredibly well here. The overall scale for DINOBOT versus Primal and then the Deluxes is spot on, I think, because in the show, DINOBOT was at least a head bigger than Primal. Man, all I need is a Rhinox and then the original 5 will be together. Hopefully I get that soon. Before we get into the posability of this robot mode, which is excellent, I do want to point out that you could store the entire tail on his back with no problem whatsoever, and it just pops right off at the bottom. Yeah, it's perfect. It's just really great. I love the fact that you can store the tail back there. Now, posability-wise, head is on a ball joint. We've got a swivel and then a hinge joint, and then a hinge joint, and then a swivel joint, and then a hinge joint, and then a swivel joint, and then more hinge joints. Yeah, that's like 400 joints in the arms. Torso swivel, can kick forward, can kick back, can kick out, can turn, can bend at the knee, and then ankle articulation and foot articulation for the transformation. Or I should say heel articulation. And the foot does wiggle back and forth. And that's my only real problem with the figure in terms of posability. That heel is just a little bit too loose, or that ankle joint is just a little bit too loose for my taste. Nothing I can't fix on my own. DINOBOT is able to wield the accessories very well. However, I think the tail could be a little bit chunkier, but it works in the beast mode. And then the sword, I think the sword is purple. That ain't right. That sword should be a different color. Now, something I was very worried about with the sword was, how strong is it? This thing is tough. This thing is sturdy. However, the connector bit is really thin and is already starting to mar a little bit, which I'm not sure how I managed that, considering I just transform it and get it out of the tail. Storing the figure's weapons together is very easy. Just snap them together and close it up. Now, the first time I did this, it was, how do I put this? Terrifying. Because getting this thing open the first time was really kind of scary. But then, after doing it once or twice, it's loosened up, so I just get my nail in there and it pops right open, thankfully. But I have heard of breakage regarding the tail, so just be wary. Plugging the tail up to the butt is super easy, and just get it up there. Just get it up there, yeah. The one thing I really hate is the little purple sticking off the tail. That just looks stupid. All right, let's go ahead and get into the transformation. To start off with, we're going to come to the back and simply unpeg the entire tail and get it up and out of the way. And then take the arms and fold them up at the shoulders. Reach inside each individual shoulder or just underneath and fold out the dino limbs or dino hands. Then come to the front and you see these little eyes that are on the side next to his ribs. Grab them and pull them straight out to the side so you're literally butterflying the poor bugger. Then take the entire head, unpeg it from the back of the dino head, and fold the entire rear section of the dinosaur mode out like so. And then unpeg the tail and the robot head, and then you could flip the tail around and plug it in just above the dinosaur head to close that whole section up. Next, take the little dinosaur hands and pull them out as far as they will go. Then come to the rear of what will be the rear quarter of the dinosaur mode, and those sections that we flayed out actually fold up and cover over the openings, and then straighten out the dinosaur arms, or the robot arms, and then the whole section will fold down and peg into place on top of the little shoulder bits. Grab the legs and turn the entire torso around 180 degrees. Fold the feet up and fold the heels into the feet. And then these whole sections will just fold back. And there, at the tips of the kneecaps are these little peg holes, and they will peg in to these little sections that are sticking off the body. I forgot a step. Before you fold the legs up, you really should open up the shins and fold them up, and they will fit underneath the dinosaur body, because if you don't, you won't be able to finish the transformation. The dinosaur mode we end up with looks pretty darn good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. Yeah, you've got robot kibble hanging off the bottom, but I kind of expected that. I mean, none of these Beast Wars figures that we have here are perfect in alt mode. They're good enough. They're good enough. I mean, it does the job. This is exactly what I wanted out of a modern DINOBOT. It's pretty darn good. The coloring is, I think, a little off, but my buddy Grimlockamus did a paint job of this guy into a much more show-accurate version, and that really works for me. I don't know why Hasbro didn't do that, but what am I going to do about it other than paint it myself or pay Grimlockamus to do it for me? The dumbest thing about this alt mode are these weird, weak little raptor hands. Like, there are a couple of third-party folks out there that have replacement hands, and I'm definitely going to invest in them because that's just stupid. Dino head or mouth opens and closes. He's got a nice little painted tongue in there, and that works really well for me. I think it's really cool. I'm just sad that he can't do the meme. Well, that's kind of meme-esque, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Posability of the legs is a bit limited because of the shell that's here, and as soon as you start picking it up, things have a tendency to come out of place. Not much I can do about that either. But yeah, it's Dino mode. It works pretty well. And it's coming for your face! In terms of scale, we have Beast Wars Core Class Rat Trap, Deluxe Class Cheetor, Deluxe Class Bird, and who cares, I'm a mother effing gorilla. Figure scales quite nicely with all of them. I just need Rhinox. This is my hands-down favorite Dinobot figure ever. Yes, there is the Masterpiece, but it is such a pain to transform. Then there is the Classics version of the figure, which wasn't great. It was good for the time. And then the original, which it was its own thing, and it was the 90s, so we'll leave it at that. Overall, totally worth owning, especially if you're a Beast Wars fan. Totally worth picking up, even if you aren't. This is a great toy. This is a great figure. And it looks great standing next to a gorilla. Yeah, it's that good. Alright folks, let me know what you think of Dinobot down in the comments. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to get notified that I have a new video out by hitting that bell. This has been Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.